Gyarados EX is one of the most broken cards that came out of the new Mythical Island set. It is completely dominating competitive play, having the actual highest usage rate in all the big tournaments over stuff like Pikachu and Mewtwo. Yo, what is going on today, guys? I'm back here for an updated Gyarados. It is the classic greninja Gyarados Druddigon build that everybody is playing in tournaments and online. I entered a tournament with this myself, and so I decided to finally make a deck profile on it after using it a lot. And yeah, it's pretty classic. We have the new Magikarp from the Mythical Island, just be in case like we draw it going first or like going second, we want to be able to swap it out because the 10 damage on the other one doesn't really do anything. And you never want Magikarp in the active spot anyways, obviously because it only has 30 HP, easily gets knocked out by a million things in the game. Obviously the two Gyarados EXs, the two Greninja line, and then there's Druddigon, which is a super important stall card. Basically, you have it in the active spot, your opponent has to knock it out with like either a Mewtwo EX or Executor EX, just for example. And then once they actually take the 20 damage from the rough skin, you are able to put Gyarados in and actually one-shot those Pokemon where you otherwise wouldn't be able to, as we don't run a Giovanni. And then 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor Researches, 2 Misties, and 2 Leaves. So this deck is super broken. The only weakness I really have for this deck is that one Hitmonlee and the Pikachu deck with either Zebstrika or Electabuzz really destroyed if they are able to snap your Magikarp off very early. That is like the biggest problem of the deck. Also, not really having room for Sabrina. I've seen some builds cut down the Misty and then use one Misty and one Sabrina because you don't need the Misties to win. Obviously, Misty just accelerates your chance of winning and it can just win you games where like, yeah, the deck is very simple. It is very standardized at this point. And yeah, let's go to the games and I'll showcase just why the deck is super broken and dominating tournaments. And if you haven't yet, I do upload daily Pokemon deck profiles or discussion videos on the game, and I'm planning to do so until the new set and also when the new set comes out, obviously. Anyways, let's get to the games. I mean, this is just one of these perfect examples. I mean, we start with Druddigon, we have a Froakie, so we can't get Sabrina like our Magikarp in. And we also start with a Misty. I think I might save the Misty for the next turn, or I could just like full send it right now. But I would rather try to draw a Gyarados first before I use the Misty, just so like in like a weird scenario where like they had like 2 Sabrinas and not got Froakie, like I'd rather not have Magikarp die. We actually draw another one and Frogadier, so I mean even drawing a Greninja would be very beneficial too. Start just doing little bit chunks of damage and even possibly having to send it in if we don't get the Gyarados. But the really good matchup thing into the Celebi deck is one, like I said in the deck profile, if Executor EX attacks Druddigon, Gyarados does come in to finish it off. And also obviously Celebi 130 HP is also at a very vulnerable one-shot area. So if we can actually get Gyarados off of this Professor Research and get like a good Misty flip next turn, and then we get Leaf out, and then we just start sweeping in. Yeah. We put the second Druddigon down because there's no downside. If they Sabrina now, we just send in the other one. And I mean, we have 2 Misties, dude, and a Leaf, so we should get Gyarados set up in the next 2 turns. So they do 50 damage to Druddigon. That's totally fine by me, especially if we get a really lucky Misty flip. I mean, I guess we might as well use the Pokeball. Not that I really care about anything. It's probably just gonna give me another. Okay, it gives me a Froakie. I could care less. I mean, we have 2 energies already. Let me use the 2-star Misty, the full R1. You know, if they get a good luck. Because if I can get at least 1 and then Druddigon faints next turn, I just send Gyarados in a sweep. Okay. Yep. That's well, that's literally just GG's. There's nothing they can do because for example, if they put like the energy on Celebi this turn, like on the back row, this one knocks out Druddigon, and like obviously if they only do 2 coin flips, they can't knock out Gyarados. We swap off Druddigon and they concede because they just know at that point it's checkmate. There's literally nothing they could do, and yeah, this is just the strength of Gyarados. Okay, drawing a Magikarp off this would be godlike. As yep, we already have Gyarados and we have 2 Leaves actually, as a matter of fact. Also Frogadier would be cool just because we do have the Greninja. Be able to do some damage to this Charmander before Charizard comes out, so by the time Charizard does come out, we can knock it out in 1 hit by Gyarados. That'd be very nice. They do have the XP though, which is super unfortunate for us. But it's always to be expected. I mean, most of those decks run like 2 XPs and 2 what am I trying to say? 2 XPs and 2 Leaves. You know, because you want to be able to swap out Moltres and then swap Moltres in as easy as possible. Not only that, they have Charmeleon, so hopefully they get a really bad coin flip. Because Charizard is not something I'd like to face. Okay, well, they get the total opposite of a bad coin flip. But it's still fun because Charizard low-key attack and Druddigon. And then Greninja might actually be able to do a lot of damage to it. I forget exactly how much HP Charizard has. I think it's in like the 160 to 180 range. So if it, I think as long as I hit it like once with a Shuriken, I think Gyarados does one-shot it. And low-key, what I could like do, like theoretically, dude, is like Leaf in Greninja, maybe possibly to like start doing some damage to Moltres. I don't know if it's worth it. I would probably just snipe Charizard in the back because I could just like put Gyarados in and one-shot the Moltres. And let's see, they don't have Charizard yet, and they get a bad coin flip. That doesn't matter because they already have their energy on Charmeleon. Second, Magikarp doesn't do anything for us. Yeah, I think we just still stack up Gyarados, and we just start doing damage. Like low key, I could snap that fossil. If I snap that fossil for a free knockout, that could be very good for us. The only downside of that is they could have been baiting us. They could have not evolved, and then if they evolve next turn, that was like a whole waste of a Greninja Shuriken. But if not, we just start attacking Charmeleon if they do evolve it, so it's not like too bad either way. Or they could just choose to discard it, which yeah, they choose a discard it, which is oh, I wonder if this is one of those Shattered Charmander decks that play the fossils just to discard them. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think I'm still fine with that. Low key, I probably should have. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it on Greninja. Okay, if Moltres attacks me one more time, they go to 100. If I Shuriken, yeah, I might have to do this play actually. But I could just set another Druddigon, and if I could, okay, I got another Druddigon, so I could just do that instead actually. That's perfect. That Druddigon, if the Pokeball was godlike, because now I can just swap this Druddigon in when this other one faints. And I set up Greninja in case I do have to go with Greninja to be able to knock out this Moltres if they damage itself too much. Because I don't want to put Gyarados in and then have. I bet you they're baiting like Charizard, waiting for it to come in, and then knocking me out. So yeah, we take one more damage off this Druddigon. Like they attack me one more time, and it goes down to 80 HP. Then Greninja could just Shuriken and then knock it out. So I think that's the plan right now. Hopefully we don't get Sabrina. Sabrina would be kind of annoying. Although if we do get Sabrina, it's not the worst case scenario because then it can knock out Greninja with Moltres, and then Charizard would have to come in, and then at that point knocks Greninja out and then Gyarados. So yeah, and like I said, next turn we leaf out, we knock out the Moltres, unless they potion up, which would be super unfortunate for us. And then there's placing fossils on, which I could care less about, because I'm pretty sure it's just the Shadow Gyarados thing where like they waste energy. Yeah, they finally have Charizard. They finally evolved Charizard, which is fine by me. But like I said, I'm pretty sure they're in the checkmate situation now. Because we knock out one, this Druddigon doesn't get knocked out. We bring Greninja in, knock out the thing with the leaf. And then Charizard comes in, but then Gyarados is just standing right there behind it. Let's just make sure to, you know, in case, I guess we get a red card, I'll just use the Pokeball real quick. Doesn't really give us anything we care about. Water Shuriken, the Moltres. And yeah, this is one of those, and then they just concede because they know we knock out Moltres, Charizard comes in, even if they Sabrina, Druddigon goes in, and then Gyarados comes in after that. So it's a checkmate situation. This is just one of those games. It doesn't happen often, dude, but sometimes Greninja really does pop off. Usually you just do sweep of Gyarados. But yeah, this was just a super lucky game for us, drawing all the evolutions for it. Okay, we're going first with a super bad hand, depending on what they have in the active spot. Okay, they have Celebi, so they can't attack me, which is perfect. I mean, we have two Misty flips. Okay, literally, bro, this is one of those games where this is exactly why you play Misty, because if you don't get a good Misty flip at this point, we're guaranteed of losing. We're not guaranteed, but we really need to get a Misty flip. Okay, 1, 2. 1 is better than nothing, so I'll take that, because I mean, if we get 2 more, or possibly like 1, like, yeah, as long as we get 1 more, dude, we're chilling, because then we can just start one-shotting Celebi, and Celebi having 2 energy does not scare me at all. And they went second, so they can't even evolve in the superior as fast as, like, obviously going first. So I think we're in a godlike position, especially because we do have that Gyarados in our hand. We do have a Professor Research, so I could have contemplated using it, and then if we drop basic Pokemon Leaf, or like using it as a thing to swap up. I think at this point, we already have 2 energy on it, and we have a Misty. I think we just full send it at this point. Because we just get 1 more. Okay, we don't get 1 more. But as long as I get unlucky with the coin flips, dude, we're still chilling. Yeah, dude, low key, I probably should have Professor Researched and Leaf. They probably do have Superior, which is super gonna be toxic. But like, if they just get unlucky and get no coin flips right now, like I'm not even like scared. So let's just see what happens. They go 1. Don't tell me they get 2. They get, okay, that's like the worst case scenario. Yeah, I definitely should have done that play where I Professor Research. Now I can't leave. Okay, let me draw something. Yeah, this is actually terrible, bro. Because now I can't leaf out and then like put something else down. And yeah, well, that's totally useless. Well, this is just one of those unlucky games you don't draw anything else. Or 6 basic Pokemon in the deck, by the way. 6 basic Pokemon. I just realized even if I used Professor Research last turn, I would have just drew Greninja and Frogadier, right? Yeah. So I would have been screwed either way. So yeah, I mean, using Misty on that turn was the best thing I could. I could like retreat it and then stall with Froakie, but then it just gets knocked out and I have no energy. So we literally gamble on them not having Superior and then them just getting like only 1 coin flip. Because if we can knock out Gyarados, I mean, or we can knock out the Celebi, they don't have any energy on anything else. Oh, well, actually that Executor EX is kind of scary now. But it is still possible. 6 coin flips. Can we live 6 coin flips? All right. Yep. I mean, there's nothing I could have done that game. Like I said, even if I did do the other play, we already saw what we drew on the turn, and then what we drew with the Professor Research on the very first card. So we would have been screwed either way. It's just one of the unfortunate games, and that happens. I mean, even meta decks have fucking bad draw games. So we are going first again, but the fortunate thing for us is we have Druddigon, Magikarp, and then another Pokeball, and it looks like we're facing another possible. Okay, considering that they have Fire Energy, it's either one Druddigon, Greninja, or something else, or they put Druddigon in the deck, and they forgot to take off the Fire Energy, which does actually happen. I'm gonna Professor Research first before the Pokeball, just because I feel like Gyarados is gonna be at the top. Oh, we got a Misty. You know what? I'll take that too. But let's see what we get. Okay, we get a Froakie, which isn't bad. So yeah, Druddigon in the middle, Froakie on the left side. Hopefully we draw Gyarados and get a cool Misty flip, and then we just sweep. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it is actually like a deck built around Druddigon. Like Druddigon and Greninja is actually like a pretty good combo. Because if you actually do get Druddigon, I mean 90 damage for 3 energy is like pretty respectable. I like combined with his ability, so that's super good. Obviously like 110 damage if you do attack it. Yeah, and then let's just get a good Misty flip. Draw Gyarados on the next turn, and then leaf out. Well, that didn't happen. Okay, we draw Gyarados, which is perfect. I mean, we have all of the stall cards, and 2 turns we get them out, and yeah. I mean, this Druddigon is gonna attack our Druddigon, but unless they have a Giovanni, they can't one-shot. And if they do one-shot, we have a second Druddigon waiting for them. So I'm totally fine. Low key, I kind of want to draw the evolutions for this Froakie because I'm scared of like a Sabrina endgame actually knocking us out. So hopefully we draw Frogadier, which would be kind of nice. Okay, yeah, that Sabrina is actually really good too, because or not Sabrina, but the Geo is really good because I'd rather not have like my thing faint in 1 hit. What I could technically do is I could send in Gyarados now because it can't really do much damage to me instead of like letting one of my Pokemon faint. Which I don't think it's worth it just because we don't have any knockouts. So yeah, I think we just let the Druddigon faint. We send a Gyarados next turn, and at that point it's checkmate. I mean, if they evolve in the Greninja, they still won't be able to knock me out, and there's really nothing they could do. Yeah, I mean, they Sabrina, but then I just put the other Druddigon in. I could even put the Froakie in and let the Froakie die just so I don't have to waste the leaf, but there's no reason just to give a free knockout. Still no Frogadier, but does not matter. Gyarados comes in and then sweeps. And like, Ian, they can't do anything either way, but like, it'd be hilarious if they lost the energy on Frogadier. Just to straight up not be able to do a single thing if they evolve in the greninja. Well, we actually lost our own energy, but we just had, yeah, I mean, just the 180 HP on Gyarados is just crazy. Actually, just one of the best EXs in the game. Oh man, I was gonna use that Misty before I attacked, just to see what we got. Anyways, that's the Gyarados deck. Like, it's pretty simple. I feel like there's been thousands of videos made about it, but the deck's just super strong and consistent. That's why everyone is really using this build. Some people do make variants of the build. Like I said, so I've seen some people use one Sabrina and then one Misty. I just chose to use a standardized build just because, you know, it's the best way to showcase it off. And then if you like the deck, you could like work on it yourself and, you know, take stuff from the deck and make your own version of it. And like I said, the only downside of this deck is literally Pikachu's existence, just with Substrike and Electabuzz. Hitmonlee is also pretty annoying. So like those three cards, like, just all the bench hitters are super frustrating to play. That's why I actually don't play this deck in tournaments anymore, just because my very first tournament run, the only reason I lost is because I faced like two Pikachus and Zipstriker was the bane of my existence. But this is the downside of playing such a broken Gyarados or like such a it's not like, it's like a downside of playing Gyarados EX. Super broken card, really good against everything besides Pikachu EX and Hitmonlee. So, you know, it's a trade-off. Like, do you want to use obviously every deck also has a losing matchup, and it just happens to be Pikachu, which is probably like low-key the best deck in the game right now. It's like a weird position because like Gyarados beats Mewtwo. Mewtwo is pretty good against, you know, Pikachu, and then Pikachu beats Gyarados. It's kind of like a triangle thing. But yeah, that's the deck. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments. And peace out and have a nice day.